And we'll show you. Watch the two-tire change here for the Vickers crew as the 32 comes in.
Not going to be here long on these right side changes. It's about 5 to 7 seconds. See here, just trying to get the hose out of the way, tire out of the way, and then they can go. You have to get that equipment back to the left side half of the pit box before the car can leave.
Yeah, front tire changer's got to get it done, doesn't he, Andy, to get it out of the way?
Yeah, I've had a nudge from the bumper before. Not out of the way quick enough.
Yeah, both those Braun cars, two tires, the 10 car of Blaney and the 32 of Vickers. The 52 too fast on pit road. Tony Raines. And let's update the 60 from Jamie.
Well, Doc, how crucial 1 second can be. Carl just said 1 second cost us 6 positions on pit road, guys. But the good news, he said, hey, the track looks great. We're ready to go racing.
Got some work to do to get by these guys that took 2 tires or no tires. Jason Leffler, he just took fuel. He's in the 5th spot.
Yeah, I like his idea of all those tires on that thing right now, though. That's
hard to beat those new tires.
Whoa, yeah, I'm with Rusty.
No tire like a new
whenever
tire.
you can get that. Of course, you got Kyle Busch sitting there in second. He made a great pit stop, really. He got 4 tires and he's in second. I don't think it'll be very long before he takes the lead and strikes out. That car's just been so fast on the restarts.
The 1 car up front is the Mike Bliss car, and normally they have the normal sponsorship on the side from Miccosukee, but on the hood they have the 500. They have a commemorative 500 start for car owner James Finch in NASCAR. And the team painted it on there as a surprise to James. He didn't know it was on there, and he got to the racetrack and saw it. So sort of a thank you, boss, for being a part of this sport for so long.
The best thank you they could give the boss tonight would be a victory. He's got a good start on it right now at the head of the field.
Yeah, that'd be great. James has been great for this sport. He's been in it obviously a long time and helped a lot of drivers and crew members throughout the years.
20 years in NASCAR. He had Sterling Marlin in the Cup car last week at Talladega and runs full-time here with the 1 car Mike Bliss in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. They are, by the way, the highest nationwide only driver in the points as they are 4th overall.
Yeah. Getting ready to go green. This is going to be interesting to see. We've got a lot of different strategies playing out here with tires and no tires.
See what Bliss and Busch and the boys will do up front. Can Mike Bliss hold off Kyle Busch? How about Vickers with those 2 tires behind him?
I'm saying until about turn 2 he might hold Kyle Busch off.
Think Kyle will wait that long?
Well, just because it's going to take that long to get up to speed.
I got you.
A little longer. There he goes. Pulls out down the back stretch. 4 tires to the lead, because he just had a fast race car all night. See Brian Vickers in the 32 wiggle a little bit right behind Mike Bliss.
Vickers and Blaney nose-to-tail teammates. There comes Joey Logano on the inside of the 5th place car, Leffler.
Got to hand it to Brian Vickers. He crashed his car in qualifying. This is a backup car with no laps at all. He's done a great job to drive this car up to the front. I know they used some strategy to get 3rd spot, but he's hanging right there. He's tough, and this is, this is really bodes well for that team. Both team cars running right there nose to tail.
Yeah, seeing a lot of sparks of these guys on fresh tires here. The air pressure's down, full of fuel, running fast right now.
29.69 last lap.
Wow.
On Kyle Busch.
Here comes cousin Carl down on the bottom of the racetrack underneath Leffler, and right behind him Jimmy Johnson, David Reagan, and Jeff Burton. More on Leffler. Shannon.
Well, you've got to give a lot of credit to Jason Leffler right now. He had a right front tire that went down earlier in the race. He was all the way in the back of the field. I spoke to him under that caution flag, and he told me expect some pit road strategy. And, of course, that's immediately what we saw when these guys came down pit road. It was fuel only for that 38 car.
David Reagan slipped up a little bit, DJ, and the 29 getting by, but Reagan's had a good car. Now Harvick tries to get him.
Yeah, he's had a good car. And right now we see Jimmy Johnson on the inside of Jason Leffler, and there's Harvick trying to pass David Reagan on the inside. That high side's been working pretty good, but right now with the fresh tires and since the track's cooled off even more, the bottom seems to be working pretty good.
We heard Jimmy Johnson talk how big of an adjustment he needed to get better. Looks like they've helped it quite a bit. And if you look at the lap times, these are the fastest lap times of the night, so the track's fast.
Comes the 9 of it's a 7 through 12. There comes the 9 of Casey Kane. Going in the back of this pack, looking back from Kevin Harvick.
Casey's still trying to make that top side work. I heard him say he'd like to run the bottom, but this car just seems to be, that's where it's fast, is up on the high side.
Casey's just so good at this racetrack. 3 wins in the Cup car in the last 5 starts. The All-Star race, he's won here in the Nationwide car. What is it about certain tracks and drivers that just seem to excel?
I think you just get a feel for what you need in the race car at certain racetracks, and and others just either don't fit your style or you haven't ever gotten your car to that point of knowing exactly what you need. And obviously Casey knows what he's looking for at the car here.
This will be Casey's final start of the year in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Mike Wallace, David Stremme, side by side for position. That is 20th and 21st.
Whoa, just
got loose.
Caught the corner of David Stremme. Mike Wallace just got loose and had to chase it up the hill.
David Stremme is not going to be very happy about
rear
that.
end damage here to 7, got him.
Didn't look intentional, but it was,
No, not by any means, no.
Just definitely contact there, and it was just so close to David Stremme almost missed that. Just wasn't quite far enough ahead of Mike Wallace before he got loose.
Before we had that round of pit stops, Mike Wallace was up in the 7th spot.
Yeah, go in the garage.
But he
Fifth
got
caution.
shuffled back.
5th caution flag tonight. Stremme, who had such a good car. He was 4th quickest in the first practice session, 2nd fastest in the happy hour session.
See Mike Wallace get loose right there in the center, and he's just trying to catch his car, and he's hoping that Stremme would get by there, but just caught him in the left rear quarter panel. Sent David Stremme into the wall. He'll have to go to the garage to repair. You can hear just as Mike Wallace picked the throttle back up, that's when his car got loose and jumped up the racetrack. He's trying to get back to the throttle right here. Car wiggles, and
It's just a matter of inches that David Stremme would have been clear of Mike Wallace.
Let's listen in. You can hear.
If I touched him, I don't even know that I did.
Oh, not at all. I just seen you go in there, just seen him pushed up. I don't know if something was down on the track or whatever, and he just lost it.
Jamie.
Guys, Jeff Burton, remember they made an air pressure adjustment on the last stop. He said he had a right front vibration. He came in, he said, I hate to do this, but we need to make this adjustment. They're taking some air out of those right sides now. Fuel and 4 tires, he's down and away.
Whoa, little teammates side by side. Boyer, Burton.
Both these teammates giving up a ton of track position to make this pit stop. Going to line up back about 20th spot.
yeah, I guess these guys are counting on this going these next 103 laps for sure to come in at that time, especially Clint Boyer, who's trying to hold on to this points lead right now.
If Jeff Burton had a vibration, he may have thought he had a loose wheel, and that was the right opportunity when the caution came out to go ahead and get it fixed, if that's what it was.
Certainly.
Here's Mike Wallace coming down pit road, involved in that contact a moment ago with Stremme. There's Mike leaving. The 11 car, Scott Lagasse Jr. got the free pass. The Aaron's Lucky Dog free pass to get a lap back. 61 car, Brandon Witt gets a speeding ticket on pit road, too fast on exit. You're allowed 45 plus 5, and he was faster than that on the exit, so he will come back through. 2 laps away from halfway. We have had 5 caution flags for 25 laps, 2 red flags. See Lagasse going there. You see him just disappearing there. He will get back on the lead lap. And Kyle Busch is our leader. And the reason for the caution flag, this contact here. And there's David Stremme out surveying the damage on his Chevrolet. Shannon?
Down here with David Stremme, who's checking out this car, this 64 car, guys. David, can you just tell me what happened? What'd you see?
I think anybody with common sense can see what happened when a guy drives over his head. And, I mean, everybody's fighting loose in that, but you got to keep your car under control. And I guess he didn't and got into us and wrecked us.
Obviously, a very disappointed David Strum, you guys.
Like I said, Andy, it was just barely a touch. You know, Strimmy was almost by him there. And these guys, to make these cars run fast, we've got these tapered spacers. It's taking a lot of the speed out of them. They're having to run these cars so loose here to get speed out of them. And when you get side by side, these are the kind of things that are going to happen, unfortunately.
Now, these guys are 12th in the point standings. That's why they're working so hard to get the car back on the racetrack. They want to be able to hang in that top 15 in the points here with just 4 races to go. Pace car brings them down. Kyle Busch, Mike Bliss, Vickers, Blaney, Logano, the top 5. As the Pace truck pulls away, why don't we listen into the spotters as we go full throttle.
All right, boss. Pace car's in. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. 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 Checking up, checking up, checking up. Green flag, green flag, green flag. Easy, spinning in front of you. Easy, easy. Nobody. Ought to be a black flag for that.
Mike Wallace sideways across the grass, damage on the back of his car. And the 17 of McMurray spinning. There's the 17 trying to get back going. He was across the grass.
Heard the spotter saying, checking up, and that's what happens on these restarts. Somebody misses a gear, or you know, something goes spin the tires. They can do anything there. It causes a big pileup like that.
Yeah, when you're at least 7th, 8th on back, you're sitting there anticipating whenever everything's going to happen, and whenever they start going, and you anticipate that, and you're in the gas, so it doesn't take much for it to mess things up, and
it'll eventually stack up. Even if the guys that right around the problem do check up, it actually stacks up behind them until somebody finally makes contact.
Yeah, Jamie Murray was the first one, it looked like, that got spun in that as he tried to avoid those cars. He got hit in the rear.
Well, this will officially be the 6th caution flag. Poor old Kevin Moss, the NASCAR flagman, was waving the green with one hand and the caution with the other. So now watch the restart sort of checking up here, the 6 and the 5, and then above them is the 17.
You see how that was really a lot farther back than where all the action was starting. I mean, it was starting to jam up front.
Yeah, it was the 99 car that got into the 17 there to start with.
From Kevin Harvick's car.
Checking up, checking up, checking up. Green flag, green flag.
This was well ahead of Jamie.
Spin behind you, don't caution yet. Caution's out, caution's out. Watch your back.
Jeff Burton.
I think this is all going to happen right in front of him.
Spinning in front of you. Easy, easy. Nobody's going. Come on, no caution. Come on. Caution's out, caution's out. Good job, 18. Good job. Fucking 30.
Couple other cars in contact. The 09 got under the back of the 99, lifted David Ruderman up, but there doesn't seem to be any significant damage there. And that is John West Townley on that checkup. 30 car was the contact Stanton Barrett with the 7 car of Mike Wallace.
Yeah, looking down here, see quite a bit of damage on the front of a number of these cars that were back there. And that,
trying to figure out exactly what happened right there, because it could have been that Kyle Busch just brought them back down really slow, and some of these guys were ready to go. Because that jam up started well ahead of where these cars started spinning.
Yeah, he is the leader, so he can start. He's got a point that he can go to. Let's see, Kyle Busch coming down here. He's supposed to keep pretty much the pace that he was behind the pace car there.
I think what it is, he just brought them down a long way toward the flag. I think you can start going a lot closer, a lot further up.
Yeah.
It's like the 18 car had slowed down just a little bit and then carried that starting point down towards the start-finish line.
Yeah, and you actually have you actually have from the start-finish line to that point on the wall to make your restart. You don't have to start it at that. That's where everybody's anticipating that you're going to start it, but you actually have all of that time to get that. But NASCAR's saying something to the 18 car about slowing down too much and not keeping up that part. You can see these two lines, they're right there on the wall, the red lines. Now that's the restart point. They can't start going before that point, but they can carry it further from that point. They don't have to be right there. They can go all the way to the start-finish line if they like.